through the tunnel with a lot of style and confidence. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The view high above our broadcast location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Welcome everybody to another prep. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, we know that Kawhi Leonard has a reputation for expressionlessness on the court. Knicks coach Dave Fizdale said, he was standing next to me the other night and he wasn't breathing. I'm going to check the rule book and see if robots are allowed to play in the NBA. This guy bleeds antifreeze. Kevin?
A little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. And now the New York Knicks starters. It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Payton, and it's Harkless in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Leonard in at the 3. Now here's Payton. Boy, he just disappeared against Atlanta. They really needed him. Pass to Barrett. Tries it from 19. Buries the jump shot. Opening day, Steve, for some teams it's a fresh start, and for others it's the first step towards settling unfinished business, taking care of what they didn't do the previous season.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. I think those teams that came very close to maybe winning a championship or being there, those are the guys that are hungry. Those are the organization. They are chomping at the bit to start the season.
Payton drives in. Another shot, and it's sent back by Leonard.
Strong instincts and positioning. Kawhi read that shot all the way.
For Barrett, Randall grabs the board. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Beverley against Payton. Oh, good on that one. The Clippers go the other way with it. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with the win.
And that last one came right down to the wire. The difference for me being the impact they got from their bench.
Having that spark off the bench really helped them the last time these two teams battled. We'll see if it'll be there for them again.
Here's Payton. Paul George making his last shot. Lets a floater go. Excellent D there from George.
They are out of rhythm. 1 for 5 so far. You just need to calm down and reward your matchups.
Beverley, the pass to George. Robinson with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Off the inbound. No good that time. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Harkless on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. Payton outside. That one, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
Now here's Beverley. D right on him, and he uses the glass on the layup.
You see the quickness of Beverley, blinding speed in the inside.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
Well, you talk about someone who's an absolute piranha on defense, and that is Patrick Beverley. Gives you no room to get comfortable and is a thorn in his assignment side.
Now that we have a chance, let's go to the 2K leaderboard and reveal last season's top shot blockers. You look at Robinson, second in the NBA, a great defender.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Now here's Payton. Harkless kicks to Payton. Knocked loose. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. And Smitty with Beverley and his defense, it's not like he turns it on or off.
Nope, he's always going full speed on defense. It's been his calling card as a player for years now, and it's what he's made his name on in the NBA.
Here's Robinson. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Pass to Harkless. to Robinson. And the rejection by Zubats. And pushing it up, here's the Clippers. Leonard with the ball. George, no good. Knicks trail by 6. Passes it to Payton. Now here's Harkless, defended by George. Back to Payton. Shot clock at 6. Now the pass to Barrett. New York needs to get off a shot. Here's Harkless. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Clippers leading by 6. Leonard attacking. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
New York calls timeout.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Let's take a look now at Kawhi Leonard's numbers. He's coming off an excellent season. He averaged about 26 points a game last year, 7 rebounds and 3 assists. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Now, here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And he wreaked havoc on defense with 4 steals for the game.
Clippers with the ball. Outside, George to the paint. Here's Zubats, and the dunk by Zubats.
Boy, that was quick. Already out to a double-digit lead.
This has been a beatdown right here, possibly over before it began.
That one goes in.
One thing we knew Randall could do entering the league, finish inside through contact.
Bounce pass from Beverly. Leonard dishes to Beverly. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Pass to Randall. Good work defensively by Morris.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Pass to Leonard. Lets it go from the wing. Knicks with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And the dunk by Robinson.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now here's Beverly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. On the clock. Shot from the wing. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Payton passes to Robinson. Randall against Morris. And the rejection by Zubats. They recover it. Randall on the follow.
You want to talk about bully ball? Randall at 250 pounds, overpowering the field.
Outside, George. His 3-pointer's off the mark. Zubats. That one's not going to go. Some solid defense from Robinson. Barrett dishes to Randall. Gets it to fall from the right block. Randall's got 6.
In this period, they're feeding him, and he's feeling it.
Passes it to Leonard. Over Harkless. Leonard, no luck.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Here's Randall. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Zubac finds Beverly. Outside Leonard. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Barrett.
The defense got lucky there. That's one you expect him to drain.
A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Here's Randall. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot.
I love how he's willing to sacrifice his body in there, giving maximum effort. That's what it takes on the defensive boards.
Beverly looking around. And he banks in the layup. Beverly's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Just 6'1", but not many players more physical than Patrick Beverly.
Payton passes to Randall. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. And that's now 10 points for Julius Randle.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Over Harkless. Misses off the left iron.
I mean, all period, it's been a struggle for him scoring the ball. Missed opportunity, wide open from mid-range. He would love to get that one back.
Now here's Beverly. He's guarded closely. And here is Zubac. The 3. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 5 rebounds tonight. He dishes it to Payton. Lays it up off the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Beverly. He's got 6. Here's Leonard. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. Leonard's got 8.
If you can't get Leonard a look inside, this is the next best thing. Terrific touch from mid-range.
Payton passes to Randall. Out to Payton. Launches a 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Just enough coverage to bother that 3-point attempt.
George passes to Beverly. Outside Leonard. And he lays it straight in. And it's an 8-point Clipper lead.
Man, he has been locked in this quarter, shouldering the load at the offensive end.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Payton against Beverly. The pass to Randall. Puts it up from 12. And it's off the back rim. No good.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Pass to Morris. And Beverly kicks to Zubac. Robinson with the block. And a fast break now for New York. Randall's running. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
To the inside. Here's Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I mean, those huge hands of Kawhi Leonard give him great control of the ball, very sparing with his turnovers.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
With Kawhi, you love his talent, but just as important, you love the basketball IQ and work ethic.
Lou Williams is checked in for Los Angeles. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Portis, he's checked in for Julius Randle. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. 7-point differential. And the shot goes down. Payton's got his second basket of the night.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Outside Leonard. Pulls up. Here's Zubac. Robinson with the block. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for Los Angeles. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And we'll be back with you shortly. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Clippers leading by 5. And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. We've got Trier. Robinson is out there with Portis. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Dotson in at the 2 guard. Here's Trier. Paul George making his last shot. Down low, here's Robinson. That shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. They've led by as much as 10. George with no one around. Had the space there, but it's offline. Knicks trail by 7. Dotson in the corner, and he's going up for the alley-oop, and Robinson throws it down hard.
And maybe that'll trigger them. Impossible not to get pumped up after that.
Yeah, well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are pumped up. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time 6th man of the year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always dead. Thank you.
Bobby Portis rolling off that pick, going downhill. Once he gets moving, it's hard to slow him down.
Williams finds Leonard, right wing. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Outside Williams. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night. Knicks trail by 8. Here's Trier. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Clippers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Now, here's Zubac. Now, Leonard. A 23-point game for him in the win against Golden State.
And not only was he creating for himself, he was setting up teammates with good shots.
And here are the Knicks now. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Poked away. Portis can't get it to go. Clippers leading by 6. And it's Leonard with the jam.
You can see the work Kawhi has put into his ball handling. Gets separation almost any time he wants.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Dotson the pass to Portis. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. The Knicks making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. Portis kicks to Dotson. Now when the game is decided and the clock is running out, the winning team shouldn't try to score. But we're seeing more of that these days. I'm not sure why. Kind of an unwritten rule. What do you think about that, Steve?
Yeah, Kevin, it used to be. And I watch a lot of these players come in. The game is decided. You know, they're up 10 or down 10, and they're still out here dunking, shooting. Back in my day, Kevin, you get that little ugly look from the team, and then the next game, you usually come up with a hard foul against you just to send a message.
Now here's Williams. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Leonard the pass to Williams. A floater. It's rebounded by Portis. New York shooting about 42% so far. Over to the left wing. Here's Trier. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Pass to Zubac. Right side George. No basket. Missed number 5 out of his 8 shots. Knicks trail by 10. Here's Trier. To the middle. Here's Portis. And Portis throws it down.
This is what they want to see. Portis finishing strong inside, making his presence felt.
George passes to Leonard. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Dotson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. He kicks to Gibson. Dotson the pass to Trier. Back to Dotson. Launches it. It's hauled in by Paul George. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Deep 2 from Trier. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 13 with that last one. Leonard, no luck. Knicks trail by 12. Here's Trier. Passes to Dotson. Clock at 6. Back to Trier. Fires for 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac is... And here's George for 3. That one doesn't drop. The Knicks go the other way with it.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Offensive rebound. Dotson. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why: lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Now here's Williams. Right side Leonard. On the wing, Williams. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. Now here's Harkless. Defended by George. Harkless the pass to Gibson. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
Gibson, not the biggest, not the strongest, but welcomes contact, and he finished right through it that time.
Outside Williams. Here's Leonard. The shot will not fall. Great D that time from Portis. Here's Trier, and he jams it with authority.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Clippers leading by 6. Outside Williams. Kennard kicks to George. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Back to Williams. And there's the pass to Zubac. Misses the 3.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Dotson. He's covered by Leonard. Pass to Harkless. The shot from 20 feet away. It's rebounded by Lou Williams. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
Lou Williams has been a weapon off the bench for so long, and he has won 6th Man of the Year multiple times.
Here's Trier. Outside Portis. Empty that time from Leonard.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Kevin, I like that he's staying aggressive. One of the NBA's most consistent scorers. Kawhi's been doing it all tonight.
Here's Trier after the basket by Los Angeles. Out left to the wing. And it's sent back by Leonard. And oh, here we go.
Yes, goodness.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
New York calls timeout. And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
And the Clippers making a change here. Morris is checked in. And then for New York, Noel's checked in for Gibson. Barrett comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Damian Dotson. Now here's Payton. Here's Portis. And Portis throws it down.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
Williams' shot is off. Knicks trail by 10. Payton looking it over. Leaps for it. The Clippers grab the miss. George has got 4 rebounds in this game. A step-back shot here. It's rebounded by Barrett. Barrett's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Payton. 1:35 left to play here in the second quarter. Left side Portis over Williams, and he can't bank that one in. High arcing shot and the layup by George. George has got the lead up to 12 now for the Clippers.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Trier. He's guarded by Williams. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Second is Paul George.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
The first free throw is good. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Jackson comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And New York with a change here, too. Randall's checked in. And so he makes both from the line. So it's the Clippers now. There's a minute left in the first half. Randall against Williams. Passes it to Morris. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
84%. That's what he was able to convert on a season ago from the line.
What's up?
Free throw good for Morris.
Yeah, and of course, Marcus with a twin brother, Markieff, went to college together, played in the pros together. You'll have a hard time finding a closer pair of siblings.
Now here's Noel. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. The pass to Trier. Over Morris. Morris with the block.
And this is what staying active can give you. Morris sending that one back with authority.
And it's George missing. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against Golden State. Now the Clippers moving it up. Launches the three. Randall grabs the board. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Clippers lead by 11. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks so much. Kawhi, you seem to be so at ease out there. How much is that helping your game?
It's helping me out a lot. Just coming in the game relaxed, just with more intensity. I mean, my teammates are getting me involved on the offensive end. I'm playing great on defense. We just got to keep it up second half and not let it up.
Hey, Kawhi, thank you very much for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 21 points, 2 block shots, and 2 rebounds. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
Well, we all appreciate the toughness of Kawhi Leonard. Nothing phases him minimally. Wears you down physically, always focused, always competing. Terrific first half.
And Kenny, your take on New York.
They ran into a bustle, and it was on full blast. And once they fell behind, the crowd got into it, and it seemed that they lost a lot of confidence. They started pressing, forcing things, and it made it work. So in the second half, relax, man. Just remember, there's 2 more quarters. It's a fresh start.
And that's going to do it for us here. The second half of action is coming your way.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
I think both sides probably adjusted a few things. The key for him is to bring the same level of energy over these last 2 quarters.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Zubac in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Payton against Beverley. Payton passes to Robinson. Kicks to Barrett. Clock at 4. From deep three-point range. But they'll get another chance. Pass to Robinson. Barrett with the ball. Zubac defending. Pass to Randall. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
A high percentage shooter inside. That's exactly where you want to get Randall the ball.
To the paint. And there's Paul George on the assist by Morris. George has got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers. Payton against Beverley. Floats one. Payton's shot is off.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Now here's Leonard. Following the miss by Julius Randle. Morris looking over the floor. Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. Here's Morris. This is the most they've led by 13 points.
Love the hustle there defensively. Randall staying active and alert.
And Barrett gets it to go.
I love it. Beautiful job getting to the rim, making a play.
And here's Beverley. He brings it up for the Clippers. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Inside, Leonard. Yep, that one goes in there. Leonard's got 23 points.
I love the patience Beverley has developed with the ball in his hands. Terrific find.
Beverley against Payton. He kicks to Barrett for the 3. But they get it back. Here's Harkless. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound in this one. Beverley against Robinson. Here's Zubac, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the call. New York with the foul. Well, if it's a Zubac, may not block a lot of shots, but Smitty, he is still a solid defender.
What Zubac does is a great job of challenging players at the rim and provides great help from the weak side. He does rack up a lot of defensive fouls, but hopefully that decreases with time.
And the first one at the line is good. You know, Steve, so much goes into being an effective bench player. What do you like to see in a team's 6th man?
What I love, Kevin, is a guy that can come off as a sixth man is he doesn't disrupt what's going on with the starters. Also, he's ready. And most of those guys that wins that award, they don't need time to adjust to the game. They come in and make an immediate impact.
Both shots good from the stripe. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Goes up again. Randall no good.
This is the shot you want right at the rim. He just couldn't deliver.
And it's Beverly missing. Knicks trail by 15. And they double up Peyton. Pass to Barrett. Now Harkless, defended by George. Up top, Randall. 6 to shoot. Over Morris. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
That's the maturity of Randall's game now. Not trying to force things, just pops it in and moves on to the next play.
Now, here's George. He's got 14. They grab their own miss. Zubac, that's good.
That's just staying in the moment, keeping with the current possession.
Harkless with it. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Oh, and he breaks out the tomahawk. No soft finish there. Pure power.
Yeah, we could feel that one all the way over here. Here's George. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. That's good from George.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Now, here's Leonard. He's got 23, and that one drops for him. Leonard's got 25 points. You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Now, here's Leonard. He's got 25. Kennard kicks to Beverly. And the pass to Leonard. Over Barrett. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Beverly. 27 points for him.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Let him decide whether to shoot it, whether to pass it. He's your catalyst right now.
Now, here is Robinson. Harkless with it. George picks him up. Pass to Harkless. Tries again. Count that bucket. Harkless has got 4 points in the quarter.
As a playmaker, Barrett has improved his vision. Plays with a good recognition and been very unselfish.
Here's Zubac. He's got 12. Here's Leonard. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Robinson's got 6 rebounds in the game. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be facing Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the New Orleans Pelicans. The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Bobby Portis is checked in for New York. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Well, Steve, it's expected that we'll eventually allow 18-year-olds to enter the NBA draft. A proud Michigan State alum. Are you concerned players may miss something by choosing to skip the college experience?
You know, Kevin, in this situation, for sure, there are some players that I would say is going to make some mistakes and maybe come out too early and not be ready. But I think we have to allow them to have these decisions and not have these decisions taken away from them. I love college, but there are some guys that are just ready to go play in the NBA, just like other areas of life. When you're ready, you're ready. It's always risky to throw the double team at someone. You have to be aware of who you're leaving open.
So the wing on the left. Randall against Leonard. Outside Portis. Over to the wing. And they double up Payton. And Barrett now top of the key. The Knicks rebound. Randall against Leonard. Here's Harkless. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
He's had a tough time getting it going, and he's put this team behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Now here's Harkless. Here's Portis. A three-pointer, no good. Clippers leading by 22. Kennard, the pass to Leonard. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Yes, that goes in. 21 points for Paul George.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
And a wide open look for Portis. No good, unable to end this run. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question. Toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
So, for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Taj Gibson's checked in for New York. Lonzo Trier comes in for Harkless. Here's Kennard, covered by Payton. Williams looking around. Knocks it loose. Gibson with the steal. Here's Trier. 6 points for him. Payton outside. To the inside. And Barrett with the basket on the assist from Payton. 6 points for R.J. Barrett.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Patterson dishes to Williams. Outside Leonard. Outside George. No good that time. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Deep two from Trier. It's rebounded by Lou Williams.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
New York shooting not looking too good out there in the second half, right around 32%. Here's Trier. They get a hand on it. Leonard with the steal. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
I'll tell you what, when Kawhi knifes his way to the rim, it's next level.
Payton kicks to Barrett. Payton against Williams, and they double up Payton. Here's Barrett. Drains the three-pointer. Barrett's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Man, he keeps doing his part. They just haven't been able to get over the hump.
Payton against Williams. Down low, here's Leonard. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got his 3rd assist on the night. The Knicks shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Payton against Patterson. Trier in the corner. And the 3 off target. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. George. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. George has got 14 points here in the second half.
Kawhi is carving up this defense. Love his awareness. He is finding the open man.
Here's Payton. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. We've got 28 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. From deep. Williams can't hit.
He really can't buy a bucket, but his teammates have his back.
Trier passes to Gibson. Williams against Payton. Pass to Trier. Releases from the wing and drills it. Trier's got his 3rd basket of the night. And so it's Los Angeles, finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for New York here in the 4th, they've got Barrett. Bobby Portis out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Trier in at the 2. Now, here's Portis. Shot clock at 5. Here's Trier. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Empty possession, and you don't want to miss these easy looks.
Outside Williams. A lot of people think, Steve, there are 3 factors necessary to achieving organizational success. Ownership, and ownership. What do you think?
I guess it's ownership. I think it also comes down to trust. Trust in anything gets you a chance to be successful.
And Steve, you know, it's just about establishing that culture, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think you got to have identity, a culture that everybody wants to be a part of.
Here's Barrett following the score by Lou Williams. Here's Trier for rebound by Patterson.
It's a shot you would think he would make, but he just doesn't make it all the time.
Morris with the bucket.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Outside Portis. Back to Payton. And they double up Payton. Here's Gibson. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Morris. Williams with a clean look. It's rebounded by Payton.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
And they double up Payton. Passes to Trier. And he's back in business as a jumper finally drops for him. The Clippers have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Jackson finds Leonard. He's feeling it. Patterson. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The pass to Barrett. Back to Payton. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Clippers have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Outside Leonard. Back to Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Outside Gibson. Pass to Barrett. Great D that time from Leonard. Clippers have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Jackson kicks to Patterson. Dishes to Williams. With the floater, good.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The Knicks have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And it's sent back by Leonard. Outside Williams. Offline with his 3.
Hasn't been able to dial it in from distance. He has just the 1 3, and that was in the first half.
Here's Trier. Pass to Barrett. Some nice passing by New York here. Clock at 6. Payton against Jackson. Puts up a 3. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Jackson misses. And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for us.
After a lackluster first half, he's taken charge offensively. We'll see how the defense responds.
Now here's Patterson. Williams. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th man of the year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And he makes the first. We saw this the other day, Steve. The NBA now helping to create the Basketball Africa League. 12 teams from across that terrific continent. I think it's pretty exciting.
It is. This is an incredible story. Great for the sport and great for the people of Africa.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Morris. And Landry Shamet subbed in for Leonard. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Another thing coaches love about Williams, he's a high percentage free throw shooter who gets to the line often.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Gibson the bounce pass. Tries from 7. And that one goes long. Now the Clippers with it. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Williams. Off target at the rim. The Knicks shooting just 30% from the field here in the fourth. Here's Ntilikina. Lays it up and banks it in. Ntilikina's got his first basket of the night.
Fleshing out his offensive game over time. Ntilikina wants to keep improving in the paint.
And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, and the top man is going for the jugular.
Here's Dotson. Outside Gibson. Now here's Bullock. He's covered by Shamet. Out to the right wing. Randall kicks to Dotson. From deep. No good on that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. And here is Shamet. Passes it to O'Quinn. Now here's Williams. Outside Jackson. Goes up on the wing. Dotson with the rebound. Dotson's got 4 rebounds in this game. No good from outside. The Clippers have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Here's Shamet, and that one drops. New York's gone 0 of 3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. There's the pass to Bullock. Outside Gibson. Pass to Dotson. Buries it down low.
Beautiful call that time up the floor. The hard screen frees him up for the bunny.
Now here's Jackson. He's covered closely on the money from 12 feet away.
That quick burst off the pick allows Jackson to separate and get the look he wants.
Here's Ntilikina. Steve, for players, success brings so many opportunities, but sometimes glitz and the glamour and the lifestyle get in the way of success on the basketball court.
You know it does, Kevin. A lot of these guys have a lot of things going off the court, and you want to encourage that. It's just when anything off the court starts to affect on the court, then it becomes a problem. Some guys can handle it from the beginning. Others need to mature before they can find that balance.
Back to Patterson. Fades and shoots again, Los Angeles.
And watching that defensive effort right there, you wonder how much they want this game.
They are getting buried tonight with plays like that one, allowing too much space for a good shooter.
Here's Dotson. Over Williams. Dotson can't hit. The Clippers shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Now here's Bullock. Makes it off the glass.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
A second chance effort. A shot's good from O'Quinn. O'Quinn's got his first points of the night.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Here's Ntilikina. Right side Gibson. Just 4 to shoot. Knocked away. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. O'Quinn's got 4 rebounds in this game. Out to the right wing. Here's Patterson. Knicks with the rebound.
And well, he's going to have some explaining to do on the sideline about why he took that shot.
Low percentage chance. If it's not there, give up the rock. Trust your teammates. Skying high, one of his advantages as an undersized 4.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by New York. The Knicks pull it in. Randall's got 9 rebounds now tonight. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Well, we see these sponsorship patches on these uniforms now, Steve. This is the 3rd and final year of the test run. I think it's here to stay. What do you think?
I do too. I think the numbers have also coincided that it's here to stay. I think also the revenue. I think people love it, and I think the sponsorship helps.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Clippers.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Kawhi Leonard.
Active hands tonight. He may have gambled a bit, but sometimes you have to take chances to make plays, and he did that tonight.
And that one falls for Ntilikina.
And the size, quickness and defense of Ntilikina reminds some of a young Sean Livingston, a unique point guard with a promising future.
Catching up on the changes for New York, Robinson's checked in for Gibson, and Ellington is subbed in for Damian Dotson. He hits both from the stripe. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work. And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
Now, here is Robinson. Pass to Ellington. Lets the three fly. And no good that time. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Julius Randle picks one up. First one falls for him. And so Quinn nails both of them. Ntilikina looking it over. Kicks it out to Gibson. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching. And so off the tip, it's New York. So the New York starting 5. It's Randle and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Payton is out there with Barrett. And it's Harkless in at the 3. Now here is Robinson. Payton outside from the arc. It's hauled in by George. Over in the corner, Beverly. Opening night, Brent, always exciting. Technically, every team is undefeated with a lot of hope.
You're just fired up. I mean,
I am fired
the
up.
NBA never stops, Kevin. We know this, right?
Isn't it great, though? I'm so glad it doesn't stop.
Well, the offseason is just absolutely ridiculously exciting.
So fun.
So much movement and hope for franchises that, you know, have struggled for a long time. And here we go. Hope springs eternal. It's opening night.
Ring shot on the way, and it's wide right. It's off the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Count the basket.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Peyton's skilled enough to find the open man.
Bounce pass from Beverly. Here's Leonard. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
You know, maybe save that fadeaway move for when he really needs it.
Here's Barrett. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Outside, George. Leonard on the wing. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. He can't get that one. And New York the other way now. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach David Fizdale. He said efficiency is a buzzword around the league, and that's Kawhi Leonard. He doesn't turn it over, doesn't take bad shots. He can give you 30 and never force a thing. Kevin, that doesn't sound like an easy assignment.
Thank you, David. The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. From deep, George. It's rebounded by Barrett.
Still searching out their offensive game right now. 1 of 5 from the field to start this one.
Doesn't get it to drop for him.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup. You know, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Peyton attacking over George. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. It's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And they really squeaked out a close one in that last matchup. Came down to just a few turnovers that gave them the margin of victory.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
And Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. You look at Robinson, second in the NBA, a great defender.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
Beverly against Peyton, and that one is good.
Great handle that time. Sometimes Peyton pulls some things out that you just can't guard against.
And here's George. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Now Peyton. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Harkless. There's the triple. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. Beverly against Peyton. Puts it up from 15. And it's Beverly missing. For the Los Angeles Clippers, they come in off a good outing against the Warriors. That's good from Randall on the assist by Peyton.
Yeah, Randall's not passing that one up. Fantastic job at converting when he's got the kind of position like that.
The three from George. Robinson pulls it in.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
It's George on the wing, guarded by Robinson. And George gets it to go.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Now, here is Robinson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. The fader. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. LA's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. It's taken away by Payton. Harkless on the wing. Back to Payton. Trying to get open is Randall. Payton, good.
Good slice and dice from Payton there in the lane, finding room.
The Clippers trail. Leonard looking over the floor. And the layup's good off the glass. Leonard's got 6 points.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
Here's Randall, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
Well, Randall can hold his own down on the inside with that physical frame, Kevin.
And he's flourishing as a scorer. But, Brent, how does Julius Randall take that next step?
Well, I think, Kevin, if he keeps improving on his consistency, shooting from that 10-foot to 16-foot range where guys are daring him to shoot and not wanting to deal with him driving into them. You know, last year he went up 6 percentage points from 35% to 41% in that 10 to 16-foot range. You keep seeing that kind of improvement, the growth in his game is going to come.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Now here's Leonard. 23 points for him the last game against Golden State. Payton looking it over. Passes it to Randall. Over Beverly. Randall with the bucket. He's got 6.
Well, fleshing out his offensive attack here. Randall comfortable from that range to knock one down.
Pass to Morris. He kicks it to George. Shot clock at 6. Here's the teardrop, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. Payton outside, and he lobs it up toward the rim.
That's something Payton does well. Real mastery in orchestrating the offense. Likes to play fast and distribute.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outside, George. Morris with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Releases. And that one hits back iron. The Knicks on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. Barrett the pass to Payton. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Lou Williams is checked in for the Clippers. Payton against Williams. Was shot by Payton, no good. Clippers trail by 6. Outside Leonard. Now the pass to Williams. Pass to Morris. George looking over the floor. Basket counts.
Paul George finding some ways now to be effective on the inside.
The Knicks leading by 4. Passes it to Barrett. Can't hit that one. And the Clippers will come the other way.
If he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started. Really enjoy his work on the inside. The D was there, but helpless.
Now here's Payton. He just could not put it together in that loss to Atlanta. Here's Randall. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Leonard. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Randall against Zubac. Randall left side. Paul George with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Williams is running. They get it back. And Morris throws it down.
And you'd like to see more of this from Marcus. Attack that offensive glass and generate some points outside of those set plays.
New York calls timeout. The number of trades now starting to involve stars. Feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
Check out the story on Julius Randle. Last season, he played outstanding. 19th in scoring, and he was among the top 20 rebounders in the league. Never shy about throwing his weight around in the paint.
Yeah, and like you said, one of the better scorers in the NBA last season, a tireless worker on the offensive end. He could be even better this season. Payton. And again, New York turns it over. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. Second is Paul George.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Pass to Morris. The dish to Williams. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Now, here's Barrett. Defense is right there. George with the defensive effort.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Payton passes to Robinson. The pass to Barrett. Trying to get something going. Rebound by the Clippers.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
And that's the high motor, the long strides we're always talking about with Leonard. Killing it in transition.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Payton against Williams. Payton dishes to Barrett. 4 on the shot clock over Williams. New York, no good that time either.
And it's another just bad decision on a night full of those. His shot selection tonight has been questionable at best.
Outside, George. Nailed from three-point land. And it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Now here's Williams, following the miss by Julius Randle. outside Leonard. Outside George. Tipped away. It's stolen by Randall. There's 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. Out left to the wing. They need this. And the basket by Payton. Payton's got his third basket of the night right there.
That's just smart right there from Alfred. Terrific at taking the screen and then use up whatever available space you have.
Now, here's Zubac. No points in the game yet for him. Outside, George. Back to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Morris. Randall with some nice D.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Now Harkless. Leaner from distance. Moves back up. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And even though, you know, you're thinking maybe we don't need to replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hands.
And even if they don't show it, I know the refs are proud of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along. So good call, fellas.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Mo Harkless. Bobby Portis out there with Taj Gibson. And it's Dotson in at the two-guard spot. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Well, Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
And D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. 5 to shoot. Deep 2 from Trier. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And there's the foul. It'll go on Damian Dotson. That's his first foul. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Here's George, hits the jump hook. George has got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
What a performance on the offensive end. He's making the defenders pay right now for all of the mistakes they're making.
Gibson looking it over. Has to Trier. Here's Dotson. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Buries it from 3-point range.
That's pretty much not how they want to defend the three-point line. Somebody's got to shadow him out there.
Outside, George. Kept alive. Here's Zubac. No good with the layup.
Now, I'll be honest, I thought there's no way that he's missing that close. That's a bunny. Give it up for the aggressive defense, Kevin.
Dotson kicks to Gibson. And the rejection by Zubac. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Just 5 on the clock. With the teardrop. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Such a wide open look. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Paul George showing his offensive confidence right there, just letting that one go as soon as it touches his hands.
Here's Trier. And the rejection by Zubac. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Zubac. Here's Trier. Here's the floater.
His shooting this quarter has to be a huge concern, especially when they're behind like this. Can he find a rhythm?
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
You know, so many great dribblers, ball handlers in this league right now. Who's the best at shooting off the bounce?
Well, 3 prime candidates to do that, Kevin, exist at the point guard position, and I put James Harden in the point guard category with how much he has the ball. Harden, Kyrie, Steph Curry, 3 great names that are able to find their way to get the ball into the shooting pocket. No matter where they move off the dribble, finding consistency. It's a really sought-after attribute in the players who are coming up now because of how impactful these guys have been.
And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. You know, Brent, something other major sports do, reseeding during the playoffs. So the highest seeds always will play the lowest seeds. And do you think the NBA should go down that road?
I think the consideration will still be there. I think that conversation is going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see it changing in that time, Kevin, but it's healthy to continue the dialogue to the point where maybe we do get there.
Here's George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists tonight.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Well, they can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
a chance to check out stats for Leonard. Coming off a terrific season, he was around 26 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't even shocked. He's that good.
Yeah, we really have just grown to get used to his greatness, and that's the level for him that he's on right now.
Harkless with it. Leonard's there. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The Knicks have looked good at the line tonight. They're perfect in 4 attempts.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
That's good from Harkless. Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubats. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Here's Dotson. Portis, the pass to Harkless. Clock at 6. Deep 2 from Trier. New York, no good that time either.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious.
Outside, George feeds to Leonard. Second shot opportunity. That shot off. Great D that time from Gibson.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
Here's Trier, defended by George. Harkless on the wing. The 3 ball. No good that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. Leonard dishes to Williams. Teardrop shot. That shot is off. Knicks trail by 10. Now here's Harkless. No good from Gibson.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
New York's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Trier passes to Dotson. Back to Trier. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
They can shave the deficit to single digits right here. And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA, but now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination. It will always give you scoring with that second unit.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. And the Clippers making a change here. Jackson's checked in. And then for New York, Noel's checked in for Gibson. Barrett comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Payton in for Damian Dotson.
One shot.
The free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
Now, quiet is Kawhi Leonard, but don't let that mistake itself for a lack of competitiveness. He has that desire and drive to continue to get better.
Los Angeles leading by 13. Here's George. The Knicks pull it in. Barrett's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Back to Payton. Passes it to Barrett. And here is Payton. He has 6. Outside Portis. Over Patterson. Offensive rebound. And Noel kicks to Payton. Pass to Trier. Shoots the 3. Kennard with the rebound.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Here's Leonard, and he banks in the layup. Leonard's got 17.
It's like he's got a couple of suction cups at the end of those long arms. Those huge hands from Kawhi, helpful on the glass.
Barrett dishes to Payton. Leonard against Portis. To the middle. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Great to have Noel active like that, proving how dangerous he can be on the inside.
Outside, George jacks up a 3. That doesn't go either for George.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
And there's the pass to Payton. Leonard with the steal. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Jackson in the corner. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 4th assist in this one.
You know, a lot of times we talk about good passing, but accurate passing is a huge quality of a good pass, and Leonard did it there.
Payton outside. There's Trier with the 3. Sinks the triple. 7 points in the game.
It took a little bit of time, but now he's taking the pen off the cap and putting his mark on this game.
Here's Leonard. Lays it up off the glass. And the Clippers lead by 15.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
Pass to Portis. Payton against Leonard. Payton kicks to Barrett. 6 on the shot clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Portis can't get it to go. Clippers leading by 15. Up top, Leonard. 19 points in the game. Jackson down low. Covered by Payton. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Here's Trier, guarded by Jackson. 1:27 left to play here in the half. Payton outside, but 3. Paul George grabs the miss.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And it's in there.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Knicks trail by 19. Payton outside. Trier passes to Payton. Over George. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Passes to Trier. Will it go? It's hauled in by George. George has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And then Leonard with the dunk.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard, an MVP candidate. Why? Well, they're the reasons right there. One of the best two-way players we've seen in the past 5 years.
Here's Payton. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
All the energy is on the other side right now, and every miss just makes it worse.
Well, the other team is scorching hot, and they come down on this end and can't find a way to get the embers going.
Beyond the arc. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. The Clippers on top, delivering the blowout. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, and making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game.
I'm swimming.
I thought you thought maybe the first half was going swimmingly. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet. Shaquille. Kawhi Leonard is having one of those nights. He had 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 1 steal. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Who does a better job of playing to his strengths than Kawhi Leonard? He knows exactly where to get his shots from within the flow of the offense. One of the most reliable performers in this league.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Well, it didn't take him long to get that double-double. Already has it halfway through the game.
Yeah, guys like him love to stuff the stat sheet. He's doing it here.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. We've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
And becoming more of a staple of his attack offensively, you give Beverley a look from deep, and he'll make it.
The Knicks shooting 23% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Payton against Beverley. Payton kicks to Robinson. Here's Randall. Drains it from 9 feet away. Randall's got 8 points.
Randall, aggressive, is going to help out this offense immensely.
And Los Angeles guys shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Zubac with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Beverley finds George. Here's Zubac. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Payton in the corner. There's the 3. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Leonard. It's rebounded by New York. Randall's got 4 rebounds in this game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Looking to get it going. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Now, Elfrid Payton still has that size at the point guard, which can be difficult for a diminutive guard. He uses it that time to draw contact.
The Knicks hip shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
Well, we've seen indications of Payton and his all-around game, but we just would want to see the evolution of the shot come along, just more consistent from the outside. That's the next step.
Good on the second free throw. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Here's Beverly. Randall with some nice D.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
New York, no good that time either.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts. But otherwise, the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Payton finds Robinson. Pass to Barrett. 6 to shoot. Payton outside. Over Beverly. New York, no good that time either.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Basket good. Beverly's got 5 points now this quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Barrett with the ball. Leonard's there. Barrett the pass to Harkless. Uncovered. And the shot is long.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Payton dishes to Randall. Back to Payton. The feed now to Robinson. And it's Robinson with the jam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Beverly against Payton. And Beverly kicks to Zubats. Payton against Beverly. On the wing, George. That shot missing. The Knicks go the other way with it. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Great communication on the alley-oop.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. It's stolen by Barrett. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. The shot by Harkless, no good.
Yeah, this has been a night where you could look at his shooting and his performance, and it's affected the team. That's the bottom line.
And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
The Clippers shooting their second and third free throws tonight. First one falls for him. Lou Williams is checked in for Los Angeles. And a switcher also for New York. Dotson's checked in. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. Knicks have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Dotson the pass to Robinson. Back to Dotson from past the arc. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Feeds to Beverly. Morris trying to free himself up. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Beverly's got 7 points for the quarter. Payton the bounce pass. Puts it up from 12. But he stays with it. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Clippers. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Saturday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the New Orleans Pelicans. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Los Angeles. There's the pass to Leonard. Over Harkless. Leonard, no luck. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. To the right side. Here's Dotson. Robinson. It's good on the putback.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Taken away. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Dotson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Dotson's got his second basket of the night.
Capitalizing on the error, grinding out points, you gotta love it.
That's why you can't afford to just turn it over to him, because he's going to do stuff like that to make you pay just right down the throat.
To the paint, here's Randall, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Randall's got 10 points in the game.
Just a positive force right now for these guys, and though his team has fallen a bit short, it's not because of him.
Here's Leonard. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
And this is his third trip to the line tonight.
Wound up shooting 85 from the line a season ago, which is an exceptional percentage.
A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. The Knicks have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Payton against Williams. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And the rejection by Zubats. Pass to Randall.
Bringing a strong work ethic defensively. Morris grinding on the shooter there.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
New York calls timeout.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Quick review, looking at some numbers here for Lou Williams. Good season for him last year. Around 20 points per game last season. 5 assists and 3 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
He's looking for Leonard and finds him, and Harkless pulls it down. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third, still 0 for 3. And it goes down 2 points. And 12 points for Julius Randle.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Passes it to Leonard. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. Williams has got his third assist on the night.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Payton outside, fires the three. The offensive rebound, Robinson. And the rejection by Zubac. And finished off by Robinson. Clippers have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Beverly against Payton. Another shot, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Just a little bit off in the first, but he's been anything but that here in the second quarter. Really impressive to see him turn it around like that.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. Portis, he's checked in for the Knicks. That's good from Beverly.
I think Patrick Beverly, for the entirety of his NBA career, is really going to embrace the role of being the villain. Has no problem with it whatsoever.
Payton, good.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Clippers. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. That one falls. New York shooting right around 41% from the field in quarter 3. And the basket by Payton. Payton's got 11 points.
Good show of confidence. Payton looking good, trying his luck from the interior that time.
Beverly, the pass to Zubac. Back to Beverly. Right side, Williams. Knicks with the rebound. Pass to Dodson. New York moving it around. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. For New York, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Portis and New York making a change here. Trier's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Now Beverly, 10 points for him. Kicks it to Williams. Unloads from 13. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
Well, the in-between game is really nice from Lou Williams. Great at working his way into a place on the floor where he can attack you with the shot.
The slam dunk by Robinson.
Chemistry at its best. An unreal alley-oop.
Yeah, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect. On the wing, Morris. 1:52 left in the third. Zubac kicks to Morris. 4 on the clock. Shoots over Portis, and Zubac picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. New York's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. There's Trier with the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Beverly dishes to Morris. Back to Beverly. The pass to Zubac. Here's Morris. Second chance shot, and it's Zubac laying it in. Zubac has got 4 points this quarter.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
There's Trier with the 3. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubats says LA has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Williams scanning the floor. And that one's on target from the wing. Williams has got 7. The Knicks shooting a low 30% right now. An ugly offensive performance. And they double up Peyton. Lets it go from 14. Dotson gets the bucket.
Well, they brought the double team to force the ball out of his hands, but failed to rotate off the pass.
And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. Here's George. Just 3 on the clock. The shot, no good. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Clippers ahead, running away with it. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the court for the Knicks, Taj Gibson is out there with Bobby Portis. Then it's Barrett and it's Ntilikina in at the 1. George passes to Jackson. Back to George. Here's Barrett. And he's good on the 3 ball. Barrett's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Knicks. The Clippers shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Here's Jackson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
The first one falls. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Second free throw, no good.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Trier passes to Gibson. New York moving the ball around. Here's Trier. Banked in off the glass.
I mean, it's just fun to sit back and enjoy watching him operate. And that's what it looked like the D was doing as well. They're just sitting back and watching.
And George, here we go. Count it. George has got 23 points.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Outside Portis. 16 feet away. And again, it's New York.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Jackson. Gibson with the steal. Barrett with the ball. George picks him up. Pass to Trier. He kicks it to Gibson. When it comes to choosing, Brent, the MVP, the Coach of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, all these different great awards, do you like the current voting structure for these big awards right now?
I don't mind the current voting structure. I don't know how you get away from what it is that, in terms of handing people ballots to figure out who it is that they think have earned those awards throughout the year, Kevin. What I don't like about the structure is that you have media members who are voting on things that have huge financial ramifications for organizations. And when that stuff happens with a player who's going to earn a supermax contract because he made an all-NBA team, what you're going to start doing is restricting smaller market teams from being able to afford the ability to keep their star player with the team. And so that needs to be fixed, and fixed immediately.
I do not like the media. Wait a minute.
Wait.
I am the media.
You are the media, Kevin.
Strike that. Let's rewind.
Can we delete that?
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Outside, George. Inside, here's Kevin Gelly. Ntilikina with the rebound. Knicks trail by 21. Pass to Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
And all of a sudden, things finally coming together for them. The deficit's still large, but now not insurmountable.
Well, the run simply has given them a chance. Great work on both ends. They've got to now ratchet up a notch.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Well, it's been an up-and-down start to his career, but we do know that Frank Ntilikina can play defense.
Interesting to see how it is he progresses in terms of his offensive game. Feels like the league is tending to lean more, Kevin. If you had a decision between a defensive player and an offensive player, it's going the offensive player's way. So Ntilikina is going to have to step up, show that he's improved his shooting range, and then get consistent minutes on the floor.
Is checked in for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Luke Kennard. And then for New York, Randall's checked in for Bobby Portis. Reese Harkless comes in for Alonzo Trier. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Frank Ntilikina. Jackson, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. New York called for the foul.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple of years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue and continue to grow.
And they double up Payton. Here's Harkless. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Harkless has got 4 points in the quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Outside, George. Right through the knee for the layup. George has got 25 points.
Yeah, it was weird because it looked like the defense was ready for the move, but Paul George had a little something extra for him.
Here's Payton. That's tipped. Here's Leonard. Randall with some nice D. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for New York. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Here's Gibson. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the way in.
Gibson using his body on the boards. He's great at using his timing to leap up and collect a second chance.
Now here's Patterson. And here's George. 6 on the shot clock. Over Payton. Doesn't go for him. So New York will take it the other way. Here's Harkless. The Clippers grab the miss. Leonard's got his 16th rebound on the night. Leonard draws the double to the paint. And there's Jackson on the assist from Leonard. 9 points for Reggie Jackson.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
From the wing. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's George. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That straight line drive there from Paul George. You love to see him get in that attack mode. Let's see if he can cash in now at the line.
And the first one drops. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats do you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything shooting. Free throws.
Yeah, well, you would use... I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt three-point shooting percentage, two-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, you know, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
And he makes the first, but misses the second.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
Leonard draws the double. Here's Williams. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And Harkless slams it in.
And how about the communication between teammates on that alley-oop?
And that's what you need to pull that thing off. Outside Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Such a difficult guy to keep up with and also have a conversation with. Leonard, sometimes all you can do is foul him.
the free throw good from Kawhi Leonard. Brett, when a team hires a new coach, what tends to be the feelings of the players in that locker room, knowing there's a new voice in there?
If you are a veteran player, you have the opportunity, more than likely, Kevin, to call 5 or 6 resources that know who that coach is. Because most of the time coaches that are getting hired have previous NBA experience. If you're a younger player, you're looking at what it is that's being written and said about that coach to try to evaluate how it is that you're going to fit in. The biggest responsibility, Kevin, is that new coach trying to get as many of those players into the facility or at a meeting or at a dinner to have them understand from day one, as soon as possible, what it is that they're about, what it is he's expecting from them, and how it is he's going to go about them. Then all the other things about guesswork, those go away.
Right. All about communication.
That communication, and communication as quick as you possibly can. That's an important factor.
Down low. Robinson with the block. Payton with the ball. Pass to Barrett. Over Williams. And the Knicks miss again. Clippers leading by 21. And Leonard has it in the corner. When people talked about a player's mileage limit, do you think total games is the most accurate assessment in that?
I don't think so, Kevin.
What is it?
It's the amount of minutes that players play.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of studies out there that teams are digging around on when players reach. And trust me, they got to be lucky, but you're talking 35,000, 40,000 minutes in the league. That the body is just not capable at that point of replicating the things that it's done year in and year out. So forget about the games. Go to total minutes played. That's where you'll find the biggest fall off for some of your favorite players that have amused and entertained you for years.
Interesting. Bounce pass, Robinson. Randall down low. Morris is there. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Knicks also changing it up. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. Ellington comes in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Elfrid Payton. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Randall dishes to Bullock. Now the pass to Robinson. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. And so it's Jackson who brings it up for the Clippers. Brent, a few players now host podcasts, participate with those elements, with those vehicles during the season. Any thoughts on that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic for our fan base and for our players to have an outlet, to have conversations and share a little bit more about their personality. It grows them as people, I think, Kevin, especially I've listened to J.J. Redick's many times over,
yes.
And you learn something new, not only about players, but about their interests and how they're spending time. And I think if you were a young player, let's say you were a high school senior and you're a college player and you're listening to some of the things that guys are talking about in their experiences, I think it's invaluable for what it is that you don't know exists around a player in the NBA, and for you to start having considerations about how difficult the task is, how mentally taxing. So these things are great outlets for the players.
Three-pointer. Randall grabs the board. The Knicks shooting very well right now, 52% in this fourth quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Los Angeles.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Yeah, I think you're on point, Kevin. They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field goal percentage.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Leonard.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Pass to Ellington. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Way to attack there and then create the contact.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first. Both good from the line that time. Here's Ntilikina. Passes it to Bullock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
That's pretty impressive athleticism from Ntilikina, who takes the initiative on that play.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Ntilikina.
All the talk about Ntilikina coming into the league is that he was an unpolished offensive player, but defensively could get after it and guard the 1, 2, and possibly 3 position. But now it's about him stepping up offensive production.
Here's Shamet. So the Clippers